Let there be light, and there was light. Okay, so we are back talking about the 14 gods and recognizing how they impact in our lives. So we are talking about the gods of Genesis, 14 gods that we have discovered in the form or words or functions. I think is more appropriate, but I also call them expression numbers. So the gods have their expression numbers or their life path numbers. So we have the created God, the moved God, the said God. We call these gods into these presentations to um, work harmoniously through us now, because that's what we have been given the opportunity to make ourselves available. That's if we are willing to. And to, so for me, I am calling on the 14 gods because I have done an acknowledgement of wanting the gods to work harmoniously through me, and of course allowing myself for as a vessel for this for the purpose of our evolution and our enlightenment, our movement and creativity, whatever we are doing. So we are calling on the divided God, which is the fifth God, the divided God. This is why it is also said that the number five is the number of change. That means that divided doesn't necessarily mean, well, I'm thinking of subtraction when I think of division as well, but it means that we are able to see all things in different compartments, so we are able to section things in different ways. Like, so we could say the eyes, the two eyes, for instance, they are focusing on the same things, but we could say that they are divided. They are not necessarily divided in their function. They could be divided in their location, but not necessarily their function. Just like you and I may be looking at the same thing at the same time. Okay, so the cult God, of course, the cult God is the God that we are asked to really call on right now, which is of the sixth position. But of course, the sixth, number six, is harnessing on the vibration, closely harnessing on the vibration of the said God, because the said God has the vibration, the numerical vibration of six, which is 15. 1 plus 5 is 6. And that's another way. It'd be nice to really look at the gods in this way too. So we have the made God and of course the moved God, and we also have the ended God. They all have the five vibration here as well, of course, but it would seem as well that they would harness onto the divided God as well, because the divided God, when something is divided, we could say there is another section, a shape or creativity, something is being made, something is being moved, and something is being ended because the original position is not anymore. So we could see how that they are also, as the fifth numerical value is also connected to the position of the God's hair of the divided God, as we have as well two eyes in the word divided, which explains this pretty well, I think. Okay, and we have the set God. Of course, the set God, as I continue to say, it's like a pan or a pot or a cup, whatever it is that we can put that contains something or that can facilitate something. That is a set, or like a stage is set for a play. I tend to think of it more in that way because I feel that we are on a grand stage and we are playing different roles, or this is the set. We are part of the cast, and hence why, of course, I see it as a spell Mother Eve cast in the third entry or the third verse of the scriptures when she says, "Let there be light," and there was light. So it would seem like what Hollywood or a play or anything, and maybe it's pretty much adopted that way as well, to say, let there be light, and there was light. So we can see that all movements or actions or words and behaviors are very much stemmed from this scriptural reference. And yes, I think that there is everything we do, we can find a scriptural reference to it. But this is where I feel that we have been grounded or very much rooted in creation, or we can trace um, our our journey, our existence, or into that part where the third verse. So I would like to concentrate on just not just the third verse, but the number 3 as well. So I'm asking the spirits or the gods and Mother Eve and Revelation, which also equals 13 days of 3 here in Revelation, or waters, and there's also a 3, the Christ, which is also 332, because we are talking about 3. And so I really would like to have this clear understanding that I can share with you, and hopefully we can really see the more clarity of 3. So when we look at 3 here, for instance, on the sacrifice template, which is this is the template that we have been working with as this is again the anchor. We have been anchoring on this template because this was the ignition, or the spark, or the ignition of all I have been doing here on this channel. So basically it all came about from wanting to explore the sacrifice, but of course the sacrifice of Jesus Christ. So I'm taking it, if you're watching this, you know the story of Jesus Christ and the crucifixion, but I have been talking more about the sacrifice and not as much with the crucifixion. I have looked at the word the crucifixion here, which I have, and of course we have seen patterns of these numbers. For instance, we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 numbers that falls in the pattern of the sacrifice template, where we have, you could see this as 369, and we have another 369, and we have another 369. Let's position this in a way that you can see. And okay, let's move the camera instead, so it's probably easier to do this. Okay, so so we have got a pattern of these 369s, and we've got 3 of each, of course, so there are 9 numbers here, but we have 10 numbers in this crucifixion. In fact, it's 11 numbers, which is really talking about Christ. Well, 11 as well, it reflects Jesus in this sense. Let's just do this because we want to look at 3, and I also want to make these short, so I may have to do this in different episodes. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3 threes, so that's 9. 3 times 3, so we have 9. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 nines. 4 nines, which is 36. And we have 1, 2, 3 sixes. 3 sixes. 18. Okay. And we have 5 at the end. Now, 5 at the end tells me that this is Mother Eve signature right there. This is about the Kundalini. It's like a hidden message, or it's not so hidden. It is in plain sight, but it's really getting the wisdom to understand it. And just as it's at the end here of the crucifixion, we also have the a 5 numerical value here, because this here would be, of course, these are 1. All this here would be, as we see, 3, 9, 9, 6, 9, 3. if we use from the sacrifice template, let's just do this. So this is sacrifice, F-I-C-E. So we are looking at the pattern that falls there. This is 1 1, but this is 3 9 9 6 9 3, and at the end we have 5 as Mother Eve's signature again. So here we have 3 9s, and there we have 4 9s. So we have 3 9s, 3 9s 36, or 3 9s 27, sorry, 27, and we have 2 3s 6, and we have 2 1s and 5, so that would be 7. And we have done the overall value on this, which is 46. So this is 20. This is 20 here. Yes, and 2. This would be 2 plus, sorry, 20. So this is here, and this is, wow, this is interesting. Have I done this correct? Let's just see. Or have I added the 5? So 3 9s 27, and 1 6, 6 plus 2 3s, that's another 6, 12, 13, 14, and 5 is 19. So let's just do it this way, 19. And so this is 6 here, so this is correct, 46. 4 plus 6 is 10. Okay, so we see that we have 10 here, which really coincides with the value that Mother Eve spoke about, or speak about, in, because it's still present, is what we still do. When Mother Eve says, let there be light, so the word let, L-E-T, has a numerical value of, this is 352, so this is 10. So we see right here with the sacrifice, the energy of the sacrifice is the same energy as the spell that Mother Eve cast, and when Mother Eve said let. So let is allow. Sacrifice is as well this active word to really release. Let is release, and sacrifice is also a form of release. So I hope you get this. Excuse me, let's get my pad. Okay, right, so there we are. We see that there is a correlation here with let, but the word sacrifice, crucifixion, let's see this, because that's the crucifixion, I think is perhaps even more appropriate, because it speaks, I'm not sure if it's more appropriate, sacrifice or crucifixion. But we can see the patterns here. This is what we are talking about, the 3 6. So that tells me that the numbers 3 6 and 9, as in the sacrifice and in the crucifixion, are very pivotal to our learning, or to our understanding, or to our purpose. So just as we have on here, and of course that reminds me of Nikola Tesla and the number 369, because it is reported that he would walk around a block perhaps 3 or 18 times, but everything he did was in sets of, it could be divisible by 3. So that means, according to the work he has done, that there is a message of finding our power through the 369. So again, we are talking about looking at 3. And so, oh, I've rubbed everything off. So we had 1 2 3 threes, 3 threes, which is 9. So that is telling us something here. And also 1 2 3 4, 4 9s, 4 9s, 36. So 3 6 again is telling us something, and 3 plus 6 is 9, because that's a 3. And of course it comes under the second column or entry. And then we have 3 6s, which is the 3 6. This we all hear about 666. So that's another thing. 3 6s, 18. Okay. And then we have 5 at the end. So let's look at this here in single value. And this is also 9, and this is also 9. 3 3 is 9, and 4 9's 46. Adding this together is 9, and 3 6 is 18. Adding this together is 9. Now what I'm getting from this is really the message, just as we have got on here on the sacrifice template. I need to get my feather. On the sacrifice template, hope you can see this. When we add all these together, as I say, we have 3 6 9. But if we add one block, which is in segments of 3, because we have 9 letters in the sacrifice template. So that would be something coinciding with Nikola Tesla as well, with 3 and 9s. But 3 we have seen is a magic number. I have done presentations on the number 3, so you can check out number 3 or the magic of 3 by Crimey Queen. And so we have seen that dividing these in segments of 3s, so 3 1 2 3 gives us 6. Here also 4 5 6 gives us 6 as well, because that would be that is 15. The reef is 15. And also we have 7 8 9. This gives us 24. Now as I just do this intuitively. In fact, I had so many things I could want to speak about, but I wasn't sure which area to go, and so I really like ask, and I use the tarot, like which what can I speak on, and the number 3 came on, so I thought, well, I'm just going with this as I intuitively do. And so I saw that the number 3 is a card of celebration. It's a card, it said it's a card of celebration. It's very dynamic, it's creative. It's creative, it's a number of expression, because of course to have a sacrifice is really like going all the way out and really being expressed. But what is 3 really wanting to express? And I felt that 3 is always seeking, and I've done this before because I do, I've said this before because I do these videos intuitively, and it all tend to fall in place. So 3 seem to be seeking to be realized. 3 seem to be seeking to be expressed. It doesn't seem to stand still, although it equals the word freedom. But freedom as we know it, or as we perceive it to be, because it's like a 3, and which would also mean the number 3 as well. But let's do freedom. It's like a dome. So this is 4 6 4. And we see that this is 14. So the dome itself, of course, is it has so much room to maneuver, like a dome, because it's got, and it's no wonder perhaps a lot of religious places, or they have, or buildings, and even our head is shaped like a dome. So this dome really encapsulates, or it has the facility to have things moving over in wave form as well. So 3, if I remember well, is 7. So this 14 is 5. Let's have 5 here, and this is 5 5 9 6. Okay, 10 25. So 2 plus 5 is 7. and of course this is 5. So 7 plus 5 is 12. So freedom here is really coinciding as in the number 12 with the first part of Mother Eve's spell when she says, let there be light. So freedom is saying, let there be light. Freedom here is 1 plus 2, which is free. It is saying, let there be light. And that's what is happening. And when Christ or Jesus got crucified, it's really like, and he said, it is finished, meaning that that motion, or that at that point he has reached that with whatever free was seeking to be realized. It was seeking to do. It was seeking to be expressed. It was seeking to manifest something. Now, what I felt was really it's a little funny, but as well it makes sense that when I look at the number 3, because I did this in looking at the shape of the numbers, I saw 3 was really half of 8. So if we had this 8 here, I saw 3 was like this. So this is 3. And 3 is looking for its mirror. It's looking for the other side to form 8. However, if we did the add, for instance, 3 plus 3, this would give us 6. And 6 is also whole, because we can see how 6, of course, like the number of creation or the number of man, we are whole in this sense. And we see how, of course, when we add these digits, like the sac gives us SAC, it gives us 6. The reef gives us 6. In the sac, of course, when the a baby is in the sac, if you like, in the womb, it is nurtured. It has no problem. It has no, well, we don't say no problem, but this is where it is. It is safe. It is nurturing, and mother is looking after it. It comes out of the womb, and it is experiencing a reef, we could say. Now, this is the width of the scriptures. And I believe, so far as I have seen, it really coincides with the essence of the numbers, or how the pronunciation, or how the essence, or however, or the spirit of sound mind, however we choose to look at it, but it makes sense. And that is why we are often asked in the scriptures, particularly in the book of Proverbs, to seek wisdom. Seek it. And it also tells us that wisdom is in the marketplaces, like I part of my poem as well, bantering prices. And it's bantering prices as though they were sky high, but really it's to make us realize. It's like it's shouting. It is like saying, look, hear me, listen to me. It is attention seeking. That is what, although I have got the number 3 as an expression number, but 3 is attention seeking. It's, of course, because there was a tension that it was used to, as in the 8, and it felt that need to break away, or the time came, it had to be broken away so it can have another mirror image. It can stand back. It can run around like a butterfly. So this is free. It can have an objective look at itself. It can mirror itself and realize itself. That's what number 3 is. And that's why when, of course, we have that equal sign, we could say we become whole. We shake hands, or we acknowledge ourselves in the mirror, and we say, yes, I love and approve of myself exactly as I am. Then we become whole. We become complete, as in this 8, of course. And of course, being closer, having a closer look in the mirror, you keep drawing closer and closer to yourself. you kiss yourself in the mirror, so to speak, and you recognize you and what you see in the mirror is one and the same. And this could also mean whether it was in human form or another person or another behavior or whichever way you looked at it, but this is the wholeness of number 3. Now, so this is what we see as well. 3 has this relationship with 8 that we would not have thought of. So this is why Mother Eve ate of the fruit. We can see 8 here, 8, and ate of the fruit of good and evil, or the fruit of knowledge. And it is argued 1 tree or 2 trees, it doesn't matter right here, but we can see how 8 is right there. So basically that is telling us that it's as if the realization that what Mother Eve saw, which was good, and in the scriptures it tells us that Eve saw that the fruit was good for food. So basically, seeing that, she understood or came closer and realizing that the fruit and Eve are one and the same, or good. The good fruit, let's put it this way, is one and the same, or it's reflecting herself. It's like you now internalize. So there's an objective and there's the subjective, you could say, but you internalize what was already there. And of course it was already there. And this is why in Mother Eve's spell, she says, let there be light. So because then Mother Eve would know that the word there is also the word here. So whatever was there, over there, it was in her, Here, and whatever was in her was also in he, because he was also in her. So everything that was there, whether you want to see it as objective, subjective, that it was there, but there is that which is projected out, was already here. And that is what is important for us to understand. Everything that we could want, be, do, or have is already here. When we see this thing as over there, it's important we realize it is here. And here it's like a string, because we need a reference point, a point of reference. And so that means whatever you perceive, wherever it is, you are still connected to it, because that's your perception or identification or point of reference with that which you are. So you are not separate from what you see over there. So I'm hoping you join me again when we explore number 3 again, because I'm doing this in a sense to really get in to understand the scriptures that we have been given and how we have been taught, because now we are at a place where it's not about Eve, and to argue so much whether it was Eve who gave Adam, or who the cause of the fall of the garden, the cause of the fall. Eve would be seen as the cause of the fall. So this is something that is necessary for us to understand. And even those terms may still hold, but when we look at them through the lens of numerology, we see that they are different. They contain a meaning that is of more substantial to where we are meant to be, or where we are meant to see ourselves, here or there. And in fact, we are there, here, right now, in her and he. Okay, thank you. I hope you have enjoyed this. Let there be light, and there was light.